Okay, peace, my peaceful people. What's good? Okay, so we come here to talk about Tehuti for relationships, right? What does it mean when you get a relationship reading and you see Tehuti? Okay, right. So, all right. So this is a deep one, right? Because Tehuti is very high on the tree. Right? Anytime you dealing up here in the, Ba aspect of the being, right? The highest triad, right? Oser, Tehuti, I should say Amen, Oser, Tehuti, Seker, right? These are, the heavenly spheres. These are the spheres of God, right? Amen. I should say Oser, right? Is omnipresence. So Oser is all places, right? You are everywhere, omnipresent, right? At Tehuti, you're omniscient, right? Right. So it's knowing all knowing is where we are. We are at the sphere of all knowing, right? On your relationship. Yeah. So this is about knowledge, right? If you see a Tehuti, oh man. So I'm gonna tell you this. If you see, you have to very well be mindful of the suits in a Tehuti relationship reading, okay? And I'm going to tell you now, if you see a Tehuti Tem, right, which is negative, Tehuti or Tem means no or negative, you better scream run, right? Don't just run, you better scream run. because it's saying it's a bad idea, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, Tehuti is about advice, right? Tehuti is about, in what way are you being advised, right? So, you see a simple way to look at a Tehuti Tem is, God's saying that's a bad idea, right? Now, there's details, right? There's details to that, right? And, but the details are not your worry. Look, I assure you that the details of what's going to be the problems in your relationship, you don't even gotta, just see that Amen just see that Tehuti Tem and know that this is a mistake. That's what it is, right? That's going to be a mistake, right? This is going to be something that's going to manifest as, just bad problems, just the revelation of, oh yeah, I fucked up. Yeah, that's what this is going to be, right? Right? This could go severe, right? In my case, you know what I'm saying? I always got to talk about me, right? So, yeah, I had a Tehuti Tim relationship that, I was about this relationship, bro. Okay? I was, you know, it was like Tehuti Tim it was basically not following advice in their relationship, right? The not following the wisdom, right? Not following, certain things that certain things that exist in your mind as knowledge, right? You're going to ignore this, right? For some of you, it ain't going to be that. It's going to be, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's going to be, you don't know. You're not going to have the knowledge, right? But some of you are going to have certain intuitions, right? And that Tehuti Tem is saying that you're going to ignore these things, right? And, it's going to cost you, right? A Tehuti Tem, if you go forward on a Tehuti Tem reading, then you're going to have the lesson, right? God's going to show you that that's not what you do, right? This is why, see, these cards are real, right? This is real instructions for life, right? This is not, and this is what I'm saying is that you can see the evidence. The evidence is, okay, go against a Tehuti Tem reading if you want. Right? You're going to cry in the end. There's going to be tears, right? You know what I'm saying? The Tehuti Tem relationship I was with, this person recently screwed all my brothers. I ain't called you. Eh? This happened, right? Yeah, so, this is what it could turn out. You know what I mean? This is a reading that you have to be very keen on, right? You gotta focus on this one, right? You have to go into deep trance on this one. If you are someone who doesn't quite have the faith in the oracle, right? So that's the thing, right? It's very, like you're using an oracle, this oracle is only only going to be as good as, the questions that you ask it, right? So if you are asking it just questions about nothing, then you're not going to get anything, right? But if you're asking it the high questions about development and, what things mean and why you're doing things and where you're supposed to be, right? Then you're going to get, what you should get. You're going to get development, right? Because that's what this is for. This is all for spiritual development, this oracle, right? This, receiving, the diagnosis and living this prescription, this is watching, the deities work in your life. This is watching the counsel of God work in your life when you, apply the, the various, fixes, the meditations, the ways of living, right, in the particular circumstance, right? So, so that Tehuti Tem reading, right, is going to be, don't go there, right? If you go there, there's going to be tears, right? Yeah. So, good thing I wasn't with this person, but, we have long since not been together, right? But yeah, this still happened. It had to do with revenge and, these Tehuti Tems these are things that were the case that weren't visible in the beginning. Here you had two individuals that, we had aspects that clashed, right? Specifically, the heat factor. Specifically, we were both two people who had a little bit too much Haruka Huti, right? She was Haruka Huti clan, I'm Haruka Huti's son, right? So, the way that we deal with conflicts sometimes, if there's not a give and a take, then there's going to be a clash. And this seemed to be one of the major issues in the relationship. This person's, prescription, for that heat aspect in her that she would turn to her mate was to be all set, was to be soft, to be watery. My prescription for the relationship was to be Haru, which I am, and, the way that it kind of went, at the end of the day, my assessment of the situation, the way things went down, what certain things I was getting from this person, I decided that this person was not meeting that aspect, that end of the bargain. So I got it out of there. And that person actually decided to to kind of make me pay and things like that. So there was revenge stuff that, maybe I'll get into it at another point, but so that was the Tehuti Tem. The Tehuti Tem was that you two are two alike to really have success. You're two alike in this aspect. She needed someone who was a watery dude. Me, I'm not like super duper fire, I got both, water and fire, but she needed someone who was a lot more watery than I am, than my person, is, because there's a lot of things that I'm going to call certain things, certain things you're not going to do around me, certain things you're not going to do on my watch. So I'm going to call you out on that. And if you got a problem with that, then we're not going to exist. And here we are. So, that was that situation, So when you are looking at that type of a reading, you're looking at a Tehuti Tem, right? You're looking at, God saying that it's a bad idea, probably because it's something that you don't even see, It's not a good idea because of some aspect of the parties, that will create the disharmony. Right? Now, conversely, the Tehuti 2 reading, right, which is 2 means positive, this is going to be, depending on whether or not you get a relationship significator, right? If you see a Tehuti 2 reading with a relationship significator, which is Heru, Oset, Sebek, Heru, right? You get a Tehuti with any of these, that's it. That's it. That is your happily ever after. You are going to have a great relationship, right? Provided that you follow the oracle, right? Provided that you're asking questions regarding, development and things like that, right? Not just seeking information, doing investigations and things like that, right? Right, Tehuti is a Tehuti reading, pursuit of a Tehuti reading in whatever arena, right, is going to net you great wisdom. You're going to be able to glean from that experience some, high value lessons about life, right? So, so a Tehuti reading is a good idea to pursue, right? Tehuti 2 is like, yeah, that's a good idea, right? Tehuti Tem, that's a bad idea. These are just, basic keynotes to walk with, for your readings, right? And especially so in relationship, right? So if you see a Tehuti in your relationship reading, what you have to be focused on is advice, right? You're going to be seeking out experts on relationship to counsel you, right? You're going to have a set of spiritual oracles in the cut to refer to weekly, daily, some of you, at some points, right? Right? But yeah, this is what you're going to do. You're going to be seeking higher wisdom on the matter. You're going to be not necessarily just trusting your head on the issues because, our head is flawed. Our head is motivated by, sometimes our loins, right? Our head is motivated by certain intentions and appetites and whatever, that come from the plane that we live in. You know what I'm saying? So, we have to correct that stuff. Right? But Tehuti, you're going to be looking for advice. You're going to be looking for counsel, right? A Tehuti relationship reading is one that should include a counselor, a high spiritual counselor, right? And the two of you need to be dealing with this individual throughout your relationship, right? 'Cause y'all going to have those types of challenges, right? Y'all need to be going back and forth to counsel. Y'all need to be, making decisions based on oracle readings, right? Not on your head and my head, right? Because y'all going to clash. Y'all going to have little issues like that, right? Y'all need to be, assessing, the situation before you with the ultimate source of wisdom, right? With the source of wisdom that sees beyond the wall, right? Sees around the corner. Right, sees into the next week, next year. You see, this is what you're gonna have to do with a Tehuti reading for your relationship. All right. So yeah, a large focus on becoming the knowledge, right? A large focus on increasing your wisdom, right? And this relationship is going to be something to enable you to do that if you, if you take up the mission, right? You take up the mission that's being asked, and you're going to, anytime you see a Tehuti reading, you're going to receive great wisdom, right? All right. So I think that's about it, right? Y'all know how to get at me. Y'all got questions? All right. Need counsel? Hey, I'm here. Let me know. All right. So I'm going to say peace and love with that, y'all. And we're going to see y'all in Seker. Right. Peace.